Welcome to Dark Truths. Religion Uncovered. A deep dive into the complexities of faith and truth in our world. Tonight we're digging into what happens when timeless truths are filtered through the lens of modern comfort. We're asking a critical question. What happens to religion when theology is pressured to soften its voice, mute its confrontational edge, and adapt to what society wants to hear? We're about to uncover a shift so normalized, it's almost invisible. The moment the truth stopped being sacred and became optional. In the past, truth was seen as a non-negotiable and a dangerous force. Engaging with it was very risky. Prophets lost their lives for speaking it. Kings were dethroned by it, and nations crumbled for denying it. Truth wasn't always something that you tailored to your liking. It was a confrontation that demanded a response. But today the landscape has completely changed. We hear phrases like, "my truth" and "your truth." Concepts that would have baffled ancient thinkers. Scripture never described the truth as something personal or subjective. It existed outside of us, meant to disrupt us, not coming from within us. This is the very struggle modern religion is grappling with today. Many churches now soften their language to avoid offending others. Doctrines are reframed for inclusivity, and moral absolutes are traded for therapeutic words designed to soothe rather than challenge. In this environment, God is often portrayed as a careful, polite, and inoffensive, yet the God of the Scriptures is anything but gentle. He offends prophets, dismantles assumptions, and contradicts all of our expectations. He cuts deep into the human pride instead of indulging it. Jesus, the embodiment of truth, doesn't cater to the comfortable, he unsettles them. He doesn't negotiate truth with us. He declares, "I am the truth, not I affirm your truth." Modern belief recoils from this kind of exclusivity. A single authoritative truth feels like a threat to our individual autonomy, so religious thought has adapted. The truth has become more flexible, easily reshaped to fit modern sensibilities. Scriptures are contextualized until its original meaning is lost. Commands are treated like suggestions, and firm convictions are watered down into casual opinions. The goal of faith shifts from sincere obedience to personal affirmation, a validation of our feelings, not a commitment to the unchangeable. Ancient theology offers a stark warning. The moment the truth became optional, it lost its power to transform. A truth that can be ignored without consequence isn't truth at all. It's just an opinion, and opinions can change hearts or lives. Ancient believers understood that the truth often wounds before it heals. The prophets Isaiah and Jeremiah were undone and crushed by it, and Jesus was ultimately executed for declaring it. Modern belief often sidesteps these costs. If something feels right, it's considered true. If it causes offense, it's labeled as false. But the Scripture never equates the truth with comfort. In fact, the truth was often the opposite of comfort. It exposed injustice, confronts hypocrisy, and dismantled the identities we've built for ourselves. When you strip this kind of truth from religion, it becomes mere performance. Beliefs turned into an aesthetic, and faith became a lifestyle brand. And here's the paradox. By removing the offense, we also remove the meaning. A truth that never challenges you can never shape you. A God who never offends you can never teach you. This shift has reshaped theology as we know. Now God is expected to conform to our ethical standards, our psychological insights, and our cultural trends. If he doesn't, he is then either reimagined or dismissed. But ancient theology asserts that God doesn't evolve with culture. In actuality, culture is judged by God. And this judgment isn't cruel. It's an act of clarity. When truth becomes negotiable, belief loses its stability and fractures into 1,000 different interpretations. It loses its authority and, ultimately, its relevance. The modern believer often ends up spiritually drained, not because the truth is too heavy, but because it's been made too light. With no demands, no risks, and no sacrifice, belief becomes a shallow, drifting experience. The ancients were persecuted because they knew that truth was solid and unchangeable. We, on the other hand, struggle to hold any conviction in the face of comfort. Because the truth has become something it was never meant to be, it became optional. This leads to a question that ancient faith would ask without hesitation. If your beliefs never challenge you, never cost you anything, and never contradict what you want to hear, then what truth are they really offering? Thank you for joining us for Dark Truths. Religion Uncovered? What do you think? Should truth adapt to us, or should we be willing to bow before it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We value your insights as we continue this vital conversation. We'll see you next time.